Hi, my name is Mark Stallard. Welcome to Little Green Man. Today I'm going to talk a little bit about the free market. Now, proponents of capitalism love the free market. And they love corporations because they're the best thing for the economy. Now, a free market can mean lower prices, but it's a simple concept. Competition means lower prices because lower prices attract customers. And when prices go down, well, that's a good thing for consumers like me and you. And because of this free market, prices are going down all the time, aren't they? Our lives are just getting better and better and better, and they're amazing. Except, well, they're not, are they? And they're not going to, it seems. I mean, look at inflation. And free markets cause companies to be super efficient and to create goods and services as cheaply as possible. And if that lower cost was passed on to the consumers, then wouldn't we have noticed that? Instead, everything is getting more expensive. Since the end of the Second World War, inflation has skyrocketed. So where are the benefits of the free market? Well, competition can be good. Of course it can, but there comes a time when competition produces winners. The losers either die or get swallowed up by the winners. Then the 2 or 3 companies actually left stop competing. Collusion, perhaps? But that would be illegal, and corporations and rich people that own them never do anything illegal. Bullshit. Sorry about that. Something in my throat. Or they actually get the laws changed to remove regulations, so any illegal action becomes legal. Maybe they're just watching what each other are doing and matching prices. Think of it as non-communicating collusion. Still collusion, where everyone silently smiles and nods as they put the price as high as they dare. And if the competition matches those prices, then everything is good, isn't it? As long as they're making a profit, who cares if it is a virtual monopoly? Well, our political leaders don't. And that leads me to a personal example of this. Bell Canada recently brought out MTS, Manitoba Telephone System. There was a public concern about monopoly, and so MTS customers were divided between Bell and TELUS. TELUS getting about a quarter of the wireless contracts, about 100,000 people. Customers didn't have a choice of which multinational corporations they were allotted to. Now, customers were given the choice to cancel their contracts at no cost, but then again, where were they going to go anyway? The prices are the same no matter what company they choose. You know, so much for choice. But unlike other corporate mergers, which were marketed to the public as a good thing, that would somehow be beneficial to them. This time there was no pretense at all of that from the ruling party of Manitoba, the ironically named Progressive Conservatives. So not only were Manitobans not promised lower prices, not even as a palatable lie, not even as a spoonful of sugar to tell that awful neoliberal medicine go down. As part of the negotiations, Bell promised to build 3 cell towers on Highway 59. That's between Winnipeg and the US border. This was almost a full year before the merger finally went through. And at the time of this announcement, Brian Pallister, the Premier of Manitoba, actually encouraged Bell, almost challenging them to raise their prices. He even referred to himself as a cheerleader, attempting to distance himself from the deal. And he said it was purely a private sector deal. I did not overdo those air quotes. Remember that. I'll be coming back to that bit later. So in a CTV article which reported all this, Bell MTS says it's too early to speculate if the merger and the service upgrades will drive up rates. But Premier Brian Pallister says you get what you pay for. We've had cheaper, limited service. Now we get better service. I would not be surprised if the prices went up somewhat because we've been paying, frankly, some of the most cheapest prices in all of Canada. So that does beg the question. Why is it that other parts of Canada pay for their cellular services relevant to Manitoba? It is only relevant to the corporation who might want to start charging more so they can justify raising their prices. So why not compare the prices with the UK and Europe, who are paying as little as a third of what we are paying here? Well, the Premier's statement was frankly irresponsible. I mean, it shows once again that Brian Pallister has no intention of looking out for the best interests of Manitobans. But he is delirious at the prospect of corporations and the rich people that own them getting richer and richer and richer at our expense. And that's not the worst of it. The article goes on to say the Premier indicated he'd like to see Ottawa, his government, that's Manitoba, and the private sector partner on the funding needed to ensure the call service is expanded to more remote areas. Remember all of this just a few seconds ago? Here it comes. Now, Pallister said purely a private sector deal. Well, right here, he proves that that was a lie on his part, because he actually wants public money to fund the building of Bell's infrastructure. He wants to use your tax dollars to build the cell towers while encouraging Bell to increase their prices. And don't forget, this was on the same meeting, in the same article, as he said, it's all at the same time. This is not two separate things where he forgot what the other was saying. But now he's encouraging them to increase their prices, which you and I will have to pay, which they will then justify in turn because they have built the cell towers, even though we would have paid for it in the first place with our taxes. So what is the end result of all this? Well, here's what it really means right now. Got a personal experience here that's brought this on. A couple of weeks ago, about 7 months after the merger went through, my personal cell phone died. Now, I went through MTS to get a new phone and renew my contract. I was paying about $55 a month for unlimited data via MTS. I signed up for that 2 years before. The exact plan now under MTS, or Bell MTS, went up by $15. That's $15 a month. So it went up from $55 to $70 a month. And it wasn't just the unlimited plan that went up. All plans went up by $15. Now, I'm not sure when this went up, whether it's before Bell or not. It's really irrelevant, isn't it? But the fact is that as a taxpayer, as a customer, I'm now paying what was a ridiculous amount more. You anticipate a slight increase of the cost of living and all of that, but a 27% increase. That's huge. That's insane. That's 14 times the rate of inflation. I mean, this is ridiculous. And they haven't even started to work on those cell towers yet. The ones that Pallister wants you and me to pay for with our taxes. Of course, I shopped around. TELUS, Rogers, Bell Mobility, which oddly enough, they claim are not the same as Bell MTS. And all their prices are the same, to the flipping penny. So free market my arse. This isn't just an anecdote. You can check this out, all these prices out online for all providers, and you can see for yourself. Or you can just wait until you have to renew your cell phone plan. Either way, it won't hurt any less. Brian Pallister got his wish. We are paying a hell of a lot more money for a lot more of a nothing. The Progressive Conservatives of Manitoba care only about corporations and the rich people that own them. Manitobans? Well, we don't matter at all. Little green man. This is the back door to the Manitoba legislature. Now, if you hit the subscribe button now, hit the notification bell, then you won't be surprised when they try to stick something up your back door.